Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to this class. This afternoon I'd like to give a brief explanation, talk about karma, the law of karma. It's a very important subject. We need to understand about karma because it's the law of karma determines all our experiences of good fortune, happiness, misfortune, problems and suffering. All of us wish to be free from daily problems and suffering throughout this life, throughout all our lives. We work very hard to try and solve our daily problems, bring an end to suffering personally, and we all, as a society, try and work very hard to bring an end to our world problems and suffering. But no matter how hard we've worked, no matter how much effort we've put in to trying to solve our own individual problems, society's problems, these problems still arise. Every day we have problems. So no matter what we've done and how much energy we've applied, we've never actually solved these problems. Our suffering continues day after day. Why is this? It's because we haven't correctly identified the actual cause of our problems and suffering. Where do our experiences, pleasant and unpleasant experiences, come from? We need to ask ourselves that question and then try and answer it. Buddhists believe that it's our positive and negative karma that give rise to all our pleasant and unpleasant experiences. The result of positive karma is the results of positive karma give rise to agreeable people and pleasant circumstances, good conditions, a nice environment, and so forth appearing in our life. The results of negative karma is the appearance of disagreeable people, unpleasant things and circumstances appearing in our life. So, I think on one level, everyone actually believes in karma, because if you believe that bad results arise from bad actions and good results arise from good actions, then you believe in karma. You believe in karma. Karma just means action, and it's the special instance of the law of cause and effect, in which all our actions are causes and all our experiences are the effects of those actions. So the experiences that we have in this life are the results of our actions that we've done in previous lives. And the actions that we are doing it within this life will give rise, are causes that will give rise to their future effects that will ripen in our future lives. So we say that every action gives rise to its own particular effect. Positive actions will give rise to good fortune, good effects. Negative actions will give rise to misfortune or unpleasant effects. What is an action? There's three types of actions that we perform: physical actions, verbal actions, and mental actions. But specifically, karma refers to mental actions or mental intention, because both our physical actions, what we physically do, and our verbal actions, what we say, depend upon our mental actions, our mental intention. If we have good intentions, we'll perform good actions. If we have bad intentions, we'll do bad actions. So if we have for example, if we have the intention, if we like someone and see them struggling, and we have the intention to help them, then we may say some kind words, some encouragement, and so forth. So we create positive actions. In the same way, if we dislike someone, get angry with someone and want to harm them, then maybe we will physically hurt them or verbally hurt them. We will create negative karma. So we need to judge whether we believe in karma or not ourselves. Check. Because if we believe that from virtuous actions come happiness and from non-virtuous actions come suffering, then we will put effort into accumulating virtuous actions within this life, understanding they're the actual cause of my happiness and good fortune. And we will put effort or energy into abandoning negative actions, non-virtuous actions, understanding they're the very source, the cause of all my future problems and suffering. And we will try and purify our non-virtuous actions. So whenever we complete an action, physical, verbal, mental action, we leave an imprint or impression upon our very subtle mind. And that imprint is like a karmic seed. It's a potentiality to have a future experience. And that karmic seed will remain dormant upon our mind until the right conditions arise for it to germinate or ripen as its particular effects, or give rise to its own experience. So we could say, Geshe-la in the book Modern Buddhism, on page 39, which, by the way, you can download for free from the Kadampa website, he explains that our mind is like a field, and our actions are like sowing seeds within the field of our consciousness. And those seeds will just remain there until the necessary conditions arise for that seed to ripen, just like an ordinary seed will remain in the ground until the right conditions arise. The moisture, the sunlight, and so forth come together, and then that seed will ripen and sprout. So too these karmic seeds will remain upon our mind, sometimes for many, many lifetimes, until the necessary conditions come together for that seed to ripen and give rise to its own particular effect. And in every instance, our negative actions will give rise to unpleasant results, effects, and our positive actions will give rise to their specific positive results, good fortune and happiness. So within any experience we have in our day, it's very difficult for us to see the relationship between the action we did previously in a previous life and our present experience. This is a very subtle, hidden object, but by developing our wisdom and relying specifically on Buddha's teachings on karma, then we can understand the process of karma, cause and effect. And it's our karma that gives rise to all our individual experiences. Often we say, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why are those things happening in the world? We have no real solutions or answers to the world's problems, even our own problems. We tend to blame other people or external conditions for our problems and suffering, but in reality, they're all the results of the ripening karma of our own previous actions that we've done. So this knowledge, this wisdom is very, very important because it allows us to create the causes of our future happiness. And it allows us to remove the causes of suffering from our mind. We can purify our mind, abandon negativity from within our mind. So we need to understand this and develop deep conviction in the law of karma, and then share this with our family, our friends. We naturally want to help our friends. We talk about our problems and offer solutions to our problems. They never particularly work, do they? Often they make circumstances worse. But so we need some wisdom now within our minds, understanding exactly where our problems and suffering come from. So this takes time. We need to think about karma very, very carefully, deeply. Of course, superficially we may accept karma, but what we need is a deep conviction in karma, a conviction that touches our heart so that we naturally dread our own negativity. We instinctively, naturally wish to avoid engaging in negativity. And we are drawn, we wish to practice virtue or positive actions. So the karma that ripens when we die is very, very important, because it determines the type of rebirth we will take in our next life. For example, if we die peacefully, then that will just ripen a positive karmic seed within our mind, which will necessarily cause us to take a fortunate rebirth. Whereas if we die with an unpeaceful mind, such as a mind of anger, that will just ripen, the right conditions to ripen a negative karmic potential within our mind, which will necessarily cause us to take an unfortunate or low rebirth. This is very similar to the way in which nightmares are triggered by falling asleep with an unpeaceful mind, an agitated state of mind that triggers ripens some negative karma. And so maybe we have horrific appearances, nightmares appearing, all the ripening of our karma. So if we look within the mirror of Dharma, Buddha's teachings are like a mirror in which we can see ourselves, we can begin to understand our mind, we can learn to discriminate our positive minds from our negative minds. And we can identify and make a decision to reduce and finally eliminate our negative minds, all our inappropriate actions, including killing, stealing, lying, sexual misconduct, hurtful speech, divisive speech, idle chatter, covetousness, malice, wrong views. All these are non-virtuous or negative actions. And the effects of those actions, if we engage in them, will be future suffering and problems. Therefore, we're taking care of ourselves and protecting ourselves from future problems and suffering by abandoning these types of action. So we need to know this. That practice of abandoning or stopping, engaging in our bad habits, negativity, and also purifying the negative actions that we've already put within our mind is the practice of moral discipline. So it's very easy to practice moral discipline. We just need to know why we need to do it, how to do it, and then make a decision, a determination. I'm going to get to know my bad habits and bring them to an end. And in this way, we will make our life so meaningful. We will protect ourselves from low rebirth, we will prevent our future suffering and problems, and we'll engage in virtuous actions within this life. Engaging in virtuous actions or positive actions is also very easy. Just learning to cherish others, rejoicing in others' positive actions, delighting in others' happiness, protecting, caring for others, meditating on the stages of the path, the spiritual path, trying to familiarize ourselves with virtuous, positive minds. This meditation is such a positive action, creates such good karma. Just trying, even if we are not a proficient meditator, just sitting and trying to meditate, we accumulate positive action. Making prayers for others, isn't it? When we pray, what do? We're developing wishes, aren't we? Wishing for other people to be happy, wishing other people to be free from suffering. Such positive karma we are creating. We can practice in this way within our daily lives. We can learn to control our karma. We become architects for our future experiences, creating the person that we would like to be in our future lives, learning to control our daily actions, learning to control our mind, and makes this life meaningful, gives rise to happiness in this life as well as future lives. So please give some thought and consideration to the law of karma. It affects everyone. We're all performing actions and we're all experiencing results. In fact, that's the function of a person, is to perform actions and to experience results. But the actions that we do in this life are causes that will give rise to future experiences. The experiences of in this life are the results of our previous actions. So if we look at our life and don't like what we see, if we experience a lot of illness, misfortune, frustrated wishes, disappointment, unpleasant environments, then this is the results of actions we've done in previous lives. So we learn from that rather than retaliating to difficulty by getting angry and actually sowing further seeds of suffering in our mind. We use our wisdom now and understand these are the very fruits of our own negative actions we've done. The most practical and beneficial way is to patiently accept these and cultivate virtue, positive thoughts, and thereby not have to undergo these similar experiences again in the future. Okay, thank you all very much. Thank you.